So, like, I know that in my last video, I was just, like, doing an unboxing of a different diamond painting I was working on. I can show that for you real quick before we get into what I'm gonna be doing today. Hold on. Let me get it. Ta-da! I got like none of it done so far. But it's okay. It'll work. Whatever. So the story is it's officially summertime. Hooray, summer. And my mom was like, you should go to the library and do things there. And I guess they have a crafting club there. Like, I don't know, every week or so. And I've been wanting to go for a while, but it's on Tuesdays from 1 to 3. And when your school doesn't let out until 3 o'clock, then you're kind of just, why, you can't really go. And so then, now that it's summer, I can actually go to this thing. And I'm probably going to be the youngest person there by at least 25 years. But I think I'll survive. They have something similar in a different library, like 10, 15 minutes away. I was also the youngest from there by at least 30 years, but they seem to like me, so hopefully the people at this group will like me to an extent. Now, I was going to just bring a cross stitch and do something with that there, but I don't really like cross stitch anymore. But I still like diamond painting, so we're just gonna do that. Now, I could just bring my super big one that I showed you like 15 minutes ago. No, better. You know what I mean. 30 seconds ago. And I was like, oh, that's too big. That isn't very portable. Diamond painting isn't even very portable. So, what is something I can bring to this group that will be small? I might be able to get it done within 2 hours, and I will actually enjoy. So we have this real small 20 by 20. I can finish this in 2 hours probably. Also, ignore my dog. She's really annoying. She's only doing that because my dad isn't home right now. And she's just so attached to my dad. So, we got, this. This is so small. And look how cute it is. It's a little, I don't know if it's a lamb or a cow in the scenery. Look how cute this is. Oh my goodness. So, I'm just gonna, like, hit this up, and I'm gonna yap to y'all. And it also comes with this toolkit. You got, the wax and the boat and the pen, which they give you in all of these, which I am never even going to use, because I have my own tools that I like way better. So we are just going to ignore that and put it there. There you go. So how I kit up these things is you get your tape and you get your Sharpie and you write down the symbol on here corresponding to these, and then you put the tape on the boxes and then put the diamonds in the boxes and all of that. So I think I'll survive, but I don't know. So yeah, so this has 15 colors, and you got 1 through 8 until A, C, D, F, GHJ. I like that it's actually in order and not a bunch of random letters all over the place, because that's really annoying when it happens. How do I open this? That was too hard. Oh, come on. They put the 15th bag separate from the other 14. Like, why would you do that? I'll be right back because my dog is being annoying. Okay, I'm back. I forget what I was talking about, even though I was only gone for like 30 seconds, but okay. So these colors are all like soft. Oh, these aren't soft colors. They're all brown. It's all brown. Why is it all brown? Well, whatever. We are just going to work with this. So, okay, now I'm going to yap. Okay, so school finally ended. Like, I don't know. Oh, last Tuesday. But last Monday was Memorial Day. And so why even show up on that Tuesday? There's nothing anyone is going to do. The teachers basically told us to skip. Because why even go? And so I told this to Dad. And I was like, hey, Dad, everyone is no one's going to be at school on Tuesday. Well, that's 169, not 189. Let me fix that. So, he basically told me, you have been missing school way too much and that you should go. Well, I did go, but no, I did not go because my Aunt Debbie decided that I needed to go with her to go to some funeral for some lady I've never even met or heard of, and we only stayed for like 5 minutes, so I don't know. But apparently I was only allowed to skip school because it was for a meaningful reason. To go to some funeral for 5 minutes and go get Taco John's and go home. But that's okay, because I like Taco John's. But my burrito had a lot of ranch. And although I like ranch, I don't want it all to be ranch. So I didn't finish it, even though I was very close. But I got a miniature trash can. We go. I don't know why Dad thinks I've been missing way too much school. 'Cause I've only missed school to go to like orthodontist and doctor. And also I stayed home for 2 days because I was very sick, which was not fun. I haven't even gotten like full-scale sick in a very long time. So it was a very strange experience. But I am fine now. And yet, a lot of my friends were skipping, even though they all have like chronic illnesses. And so, I don't see why he originally said I couldn't go. Because you got Friday, then 3-day weekend, and then boom, hey, actually your last day is a random Tuesday. Like, what even is the point? I would rather just go on Memorial Day than come on a random Tuesday. Then also, like, no one would even come on Memorial Day either. But yet we still went during some federal holidays. Like, we went to school on President's Day. We went to school on Martin Luther King Day because we had 12 snow days this year, which is a lot. Almost unheard of. But I don't know. So I went. So school's over. We can all be happy now. I started to do some volunteering at the library. I only did it originally because I thought I needed a lot of hours for National Honor Society, because I'm in that now, and they need you to volunteer. I thought I needed like 15 hours, but I only needed like 3. So I was like, well, this is so easy. So all I pretty much did was show up for serving track sessions. And then I also served food for the Masons at one time. And I got all of my hours super quickly. So that was awesome. But then the library contacted me and are like, hey, want to help us volunteer and pass out books at the elementary school carnival? Sure. I didn't have anything else going on. And they had me fill out this paper. Do you like my address? Like what things make me good, references. They needed references, and I put down 2 references. I put down my mom and I put down my art teacher, but I doubt they even would check those anyway, because the library, I go to the library like all the time because free books. It's like 2 blocks from my house. I read a lot of books. I'm at I believe 37 books read so far this year. And I only set my reading goal to 50 books. So I'm really way ahead of I'm really ahead of my I had a schedule so far. So I probably should have increased that goal. But anyway, so I went there and all I did was I handed out books to kids. I got a cool fancy name tag with I put like a dinosaur sticker on it, or a button, or a pin. I don't know, whatever they call them. But so then I finished. It was fun. I got some snacks. I also got Kona Ice, which is amazing. And they also had hot dogs that one of the local churches was giving out. They had some good hot dogs. And so then Mom was like, you know, you haven't really done much of anything, signed up for anything this summer. Because everything that's happening is during like the last week of June and the very, very beginning of July. And I always have things going on that are more important than those. So no summer camps this year, which is a first, but I like it. I can spend more time at home, and I'm also going on more trips, but I'll get into those later. But Mom was like, you need to work at the library more, so you can actually do something meaningful this summer. So yesterday I showed up to the library, and I was like, hey, so my mom wants me to do more things at the library. And so I went. I was like, so can I, do anything? Is there anything I can do? They pretty much, because my mom wants me to get like regular hours working there, that's basically a job. I'm here to volunteer, not like get paid a job. And my dad was like, my first ever job was at the library showing books. The library also I like my library, but they also have a lot of volunteers too, and they have people that work at other library locations come to this library to help out, because this is a village with 600 people, and you got 3 employees. Sometimes they're, busy and stuff, and when you got the much bigger library 15 minutes away in a town of 25,000 people with like 30 employees, if they're short-staffed, just get one from over there and go over there. Problem solved. But, so I went there, and I'm like, pretty much just show up whenever and we'll find something for you to do. Which sounds fine by me. So I go there, and they find stuff for me to do. I put on my fancy name tag. They have an hour sheet, which I think is fancy. And so, she had me dust off some shelves, so I did that. And then peel off tape, which is pretty hard, because some of it was like really, really stuck for a long, long time. And I couldn't get it all off, but I got pretty much all of it off. And so then after that, I got to dust the bikes, because my library lets you check out bikes for some reason. I don't know why, but that's pretty fancy-dancy. So, we check out the bikes. We can just like run around. So then we go and I notice, hey, these bikes are kind of like dirty. And they could be, cleaned off with like soap and a spray bottle. Spray bottle and a rag. So I go up to the desk and I'm like, hey, these bikes are kind of grody. And so we do that. One of the employees hands me a spray bottle and a rag, and so I go and I wipe them down. It was kind of hard because they were all like really close to each other, and I didn't know if I was allowed to move them, and I didn't want to move them anyway because they're like right by the door to go into the library, and I don't want to get in anyone's way when they walk in. So I had to like bend over and it was like playing Twister, trying to clean those bikes. But I cleaned the bikes. And so then, after that, I go back inside and I was like, well, now what? So then they were stumped. And they're like, well, how long do you want to be there for? Now, I had to go home by 4 o'clock because I had a voice lesson at 4:30. And so, it's a Zoom. So, I probably could have stayed there until 4. But, I think that it would be good to have some rest at home. So, they're like, okay, how about you work until 3:30? Sure, I can do that. And so they had me check the condition of books, because at the book giveaway we did for the elementary carnival a couple weeks ago, we got to sort through and be like, are these books in good condition to be given out for free? Do these have appropriate material for elementary kids? Are they like completely busted up books? So, we didn't really know. But, well, words are hard, okay? So then, I went in the back room and I got to sort through books. Some of them are tricky though. And there's like a fancy tool they gave me to scrape stickers off of the books, because some of them were from like Dolly Parton Imagination Library, and that's a good program, but the stickers are just impossible to peel off. So I got to take a Sharpie to them instead. And so then I just got to Sharpie off the address that was on the label. And then that was it. So did that. And these books aren't going to be completely revitalized and then put back onto the shelf for patrons to check out. This library has a little free shelf in the corner where hey, these books are way too busted but still can be read. How about you take some free books? And I go there sometimes because who doesn't love free books? Everyone loves free books. I mean, that's what the library is for, but you can keep these forever and do whatever you want for them. With them. So, we do that. And so then after that, I finish and I go to the front desk and I'm like, hey, I'm all done with the books. It was free 32. And so I got to sign out with my name on the sheet and then go home. And I enjoyed it. I liked it. The library does a lot for me, so it would be a way to give back to them, I suppose. Maybe my way of repaying for my enjoyment of these books. So I think in the future I will volunteer at the library more. Because, well, my grandma lives in Wisconsin and she is the boss of volunteers, but is still a volunteer at her library. And she was very excited when she found out I was now volunteering at my library. Her library is huge. It has 3 floors, its own parking garage, and an elevator. That is so fancy. That is such a fancy library. Meanwhile, my library is 3 rooms and a couple bathrooms. Well, it's one big room, except for the little staff room and the bathroom. But man, larger places got some fancy libraries. So about my trips for the summer, in a couple weeks, I'm going to be going to Michigan. And I was like, oh, Michigan, that sounds fun. I haven't been to Michigan in 10 years. So, I was pretty excited. We were going there because some uncle I've met maybe twice in my life died. And that's the main reason why we're going up there. But we're just going to spend the entire week up there. Because one, it is a 13-hour drive. 13-hour drive. How do you even survive? The longest car ride I've ever been on is probably 9 hours, and that was to my typical trip to Wisconsin. But I think the longest experience I've had of traveling was a couple years ago when they had that CrowdStrike outage issue and it impacted all the airplanes. And I was at the airport for 12 hours waiting for my plane to happen, and it never happened. Oh, the plane will go off at 9 a.m. and you guys will go home and enjoy things. It was so boring. And I didn't have any crafts because airport. And we played Uno, and we slept, and we got airport food. That's literally all we did. Not the best of experiences, I will tell you that. But I survived. I survived. And so, I will be mindful this time. And since I know that I will be in the car for a very long time, I will bring, like, I don't know, books. Lots of books. Because I'm going to the Upper Peninsula. There is no Wi-Fi in the Upper Peninsula. There is no cell service. So, basically wanting to do anything, I mean, you're kind of just stuck. There's no contact from the outside world, really. So I'm going to bring a lot of books. Because all I'm going to be doing is reading when I'm in the car. That's what it sounds like anyway. Because diamond painting is not portable. I don't think cross-stitching for 13 hours straight would not be a healthy decision for my hands. So, I'm going to be reading books. I'm going to be reading books. I have a list of books I want to read this summer. It is by my bed. I could grab it right now, but I don't want to, so I won't. But it's a pretty lengthy list. And I already got cool books crossed out because they're real short, like chapter books. And there were a couple days where I read for like 6 hours straight. But now I'm 17 books ahead of schedule my reading goal. So I guess, I don't know. I'm going to bring some big books. I want to bring House of Leaves. I have the second book in the Fourth Wing series that I want to bring. But it's in the library, and I don't want that to get damaged, because it's like 700 pages. And, like, if I damage it, that's gonna be expensive. Though, it is a very popular series, so maybe I will be able to convince them, hey, you know, if this book is really damaged, it already has a lot of copies in the system, you know. I don't know, but so yeah, we do plan on doing a lot of things. We want to go hunt for Uperlights, which is like some fancy rock that glows in the dark or whatever. We want to go to some national park or some sort of park right by Lake Superior, like cliffs and a beach. I don't know what else, but it's gonna be fun. We want to go on walks. We got a big, fancy Airbnb. Like, really big, and it's also right by the lake. And so, I get to bring, like, a swimsuit and go swimming. Though I'm also afraid there's gonna be leeches. Also, I guess in the Upper Peninsula, there's lots of mosquitoes. So, I'm going to need to bring some protective gear. But, I think it'll be fine. But I just need a lot of bug spray. I don't know why there's so many mosquitoes. Maybe because you're right by a massive lake, and so all the mosquitoes can lay and hatch eggs there. I don't know. But, yeah. I am all done cutting this up now. So I divided this into 4 sections, which is pretty nice. And then I'm just going to work on it one by one, section by one. These are very small sections. I didn't even need to section this. I might erase these lines actually using alcohol wipe. But yeah, now my miniature trash can is very, very full. And we got, let me close this and then this explodes. All of these colors, I got it sorted by the DMC code and the number that you place the diamond on the canvas. Listen to my nails. So yeah, that's all from me. I will see you guys once I do a review or something on this kit. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know, but I will see y'all later. And thank you for listening to me yap. Goodbye.